رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، ثم الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Allah said, indeed, you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are of great moral character. So in this, we want to look at the importance of good conduct in Islam. We're in the month of Ramadan, and we as Muslims, we are fasting. But then, is it all about staying away from food and drink alone? Is that all we have to do with fasting? Looking at it, having a good conduct has to do with our whole life as Muslims. It has to do with the way we live our lives and our daily activities. And that is why Allah SWT said, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. When you speak with people, speak to them good words. Looking at it, and as it is related to fasting and this month of Ramadan, Prophet Muhammad said, fasting is not only abstaining from eating and drinking, but also from what? From vain talk and foul language. And he now said, and if someone tries to fight you, then tell the person, I am fasting. Tell the person, I am fasting. This is one out of the means to make us know that fasting is not the only thing that Ramadan comes to teach us about. But then we need to have good conduct as Muslims. Also is that it's now being said, what will happen to someone who doesn't have a good character? Perhaps it might lead you to lose out on reward that you could have had during while you're fasting. Because it said that whoever does not live this bad attitude, and other does not need is staying away from his food and his drink. And this is very, very important for we as Muslims. Also, Allah said, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. Allah, He tried to explain to us, as we, being servants of Allah, our attitude is walking humbly on the earth, being people who are humble, having humility, having respect, and then when people come to us, we don't respond actually to them. It's very, very important. I want to look at a particular story about how Prophet Muhammad, something happened, and then one of the people from the villages, a Bedouin, he came to the mosque of Prophet Muhammad, and then what would have happened? Perhaps out of ignorance, perhaps only Allah knows what could have caused that. He came in and he started urinating in the mosque. The Sahabas were surprised, like they were angered, they were angry. This is our place where we stay, where some of them live their lives. This is where virtually some of them stayed in the mosque all through. And then someone comes in and starts urinating where they are. I want us to just put this in our own perspective, or how in our own life. Meaning something so precious that you have, perhaps a book or something like that. And then someone comes and then does it in a bad way. So the Sahabas they were about to rush to this man and do things that are not, perhaps punish him and push him away or just do something. But when Muhammad told them to leave him and be patient. Look at this knowledge, this wisdom, and this foresight of the Prophet Muhammad and told them to hold on. And he advised them that they should be patient. And then he told them to clean up. But then this is just for us to look at the wisdom, at the importance of why we need to have good conduct as Muslims. It is not something easy. It is something that has to do with our whole life, our speech, our reaction, our emotion, our feelings. But then we do this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because having this good character is done solely for the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so that our Islam can be perfect. There was also a time we know of Umar ibn Khattab and how Islam changes human being. Umar initially was someone who do punish the Muslims. He punished even those that are his family, his clan, like those that are his relatives, his tribes. But then when he would accept Islam, Islam changed his attitude. Islam made him have a good character. And then Umar will be someone that will be praising the likes of Bilal, telling him, "You are our master, the master of our master," telling him, praising the likes of Bilal, the likes of the slaves that were being punished initially. And then now started to live his life with them. and then he decided to respect them. We also have the story of Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah. It is being said that he used to have, and this is why this good conduct does not only have to do with when people relate to us in a good way. Perhaps we need to be more patient and return back those attitude, perhaps people who harm us. So it's being said that Imam Abu Hanifa, he had a neighbor who used to make noise at night. It caused him a lot of harm, and then doesn't allow him to rest. And then he said, instead of Abu Hanifa retaliating, instead of him perhaps showing him different ways or returning back that particular harm, what would he do? He said he helped this particular neighbor when he was in need. But the neighbor was in need, and Abu Hanifa assisted him. And then the neighbor was out of this. He stopped that particular character, that particular bad attitude. So this is for us to know as Muslims that Islam wants us to know that we need to relate to people in a very good way. And because we are looking for Jannah, one of the fastest way to get our direct entry to Al-Jannah is having good character. This is something that is being said that what will have the heaviest thing on the scale. You know, Allah says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Whosoever his scale of good deed is what is heavy. What will make our scale heavy? The Prophet Muhammad said that the heaviest thing on the scale on the day of judgment is what is good character. We are looking for Jannah. This is a passport, a direct into what? Into paradise. And also it has been said that وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيُكْرِمْ جَارَهُ فَلْيُكْرِمْ ضَيْفَهُ. See this hadith making us know that good character is very, very important. And to wrap it up is that good character, if we are worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need good character. If we are praying tahajjud, we are fasting, we are reading Quran, we are doing all these acts of worship, looking for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If our attitude is bad, it might not make our good deeds move anywhere, it might not have any reward. And that's the story of that particular woman, in which they gave a report to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is a particular woman who observes salat. She does her nafila, she does her act of worship, but she abuses her neighbors. She doesn't treat them well. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to tell them that what she does not have any good in her, and she's going to hellfire. This, let us imagine. Do you want our fasts, our salat, our Quran, our ibadah, our i'tikaf, all of this just to go to where? To other people? Because on the day of judgment, Allah would bring all of us forth and we will return right back to each other. The animals that have harmed each other will take back their rights. And then we now have this example of someone who prays, who does the act of worship. He's being called a muflis. And then this person will come with salat, with perhaps zakat, fasting, Quran, and then he has abused this person, he has slandered this person, he has wounded this person, a lot of them, and they start to give out his good deeds. Allah is not unjust to anybody. And he starts to give out all these good deeds that he has to one person, the next person, the next person, until what happens? He does not have any good deed again. And then what happens? He still has a lot of what? His character has still what? He still has a lot of people he has caused harm to. And when they decide to give, now in return, take their bad deeds and give it to him. And then he ends up in what? In hellfire. Very, very important for we as Muslims. We cannot overemphasize, we can't speak so much about the importance of good character. Because Prophet Muhammad said, وَإِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I have been raised so that what? I can complete. I can come and make people have what? The best of character. This is just the advice we have for us. We are looking for Jannah. We pray Allah accept all our acts of worship. We pray He allows us to witness Ramadan to the end. And we pray that He rectify for us our character, and make us people who would have good character, and may all our deeds and our actions be those that will be accepted. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون السلام عليكم الحمد لله رب العالمين.
شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان